Welcome to another episode of Anyone Can Cook. We are on our new season for the holiday edition, and in the last couple of days we journeyed through the province of Dumanjug, who's known for their bisnok, which is like a local organic chicken done smoked with coconut, and quite an experience actually. Now, in the next few minutes, you're going to watch us journey through a home kitchen, cooking and smoking the same chicken with rice, with banana blossom, with turmeric, galangal, a lot of local star anise spices that will season it and make it to full flavor, that you'll be amazed how smoked goodness will change your life. What a privilege today to be here in the office of Mayor Gungun Hika. Mayor Gungun, thank you so much for allowing us into your town. Tell us a little bit about Dumanjug.
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank MyTV, Kate, for being here. It's an honor. Dumanjug is a small town. It's a sleepy town. We have about 60,000 population. We're known, just recently, we've grown into a agri-industrial municipality. We have about more than 10 poultry farm, and more than 5 big piggeries. So we don't really have a tourism attraction or a natural resource which could bring in tourist people and to come visit and stop by our towns.
In the process with the mayor, that Dumanjug is known for agri-industrial, and also they're known for bisnok.
Yeah.
Bisnok is like the local chicken that's cooked very differently from the lechon manok that you know, and that's what they're known for. And I said, there's never a place to really come and eat it. And he shared with me that this is why he's developing this tourism mapped out for Dumanjug, because this beautiful river is going to get stretched out in this boardwalk where people can congregate, right?
Yeah.
And it becomes a town to stop by and enjoy life, and rather than you just pass by the sleepy town. In the term of mayor, I have understood how amazing small little steps can take you, because suddenly it gets to be a town that gets recognized for more than just what was a sleepy town. Mayor, is there something else that you'd like to share? Because I see the passion and I see the commitment and dedication that you have in this town.
Well, I really love to, my focus now and my direction is really improving the town center and focusing on tourism so that there will be more economic activity for my people. So really, yeah, from my heart, I really would love people to come and invest in our town.
Yes.
We need more people to come and appreciate our town. So we're taking little steps, small steps, but making sure that we take the right steps. We're focusing on the basic services, water, roads. So the main focus of my administration since the time I was elected in 2016, we appropriated budget for roads, and we're almost done there.
Yeah.
On that part of the infrastructure side, and the water we already have in place our master plan, which would cost us about 300 million.
Oh, wow.
We've already started with 2 phases, two zones. It's about 44 million and the 58 million pesos project. So we still have to source out funds for about 250 million more.
And we'd like to ask the audience, to those that are looking into coastal developments or town developments, to consider Dumanhog, because these are the towns that are on the rise, and the mayor is such a friendly mayor, and he's making such an open invitation for you and your company to invest or to develop or to explore areas of tourism, areas of agriculture, and areas of food, right? Yeah. So here we are in Dumanhog, what used to be a small sleepy town, agri-industrial, and now on the brink of explosion and on the brink of changing mindset and changing the demographic. So the majority of the demographic are older people. Do you have a lot of younger how do you say, citizens here?
Yeah, a lot of youth now. Maybe about 60% of our people are the
younger,
the younger ones.
And we were talking earlier how nice it would be to preserve this for the next generation. And Mayor Gungun is doing a great job in paving the development so that everyone doesn't leave the town. They stay here, they enjoy here, they have families here. And that's what we're really all about, preservation and development. Gungun, is there one thing that you would like to share to the audience today before we take a trip around the municipal hall?
Yeah, in time, because it's our founding anniversary and our Festa celebration in honor of Saint Francis of Assisi, I'd like to invite you guys, because we have our festival now. It's called Sinanggao Festival. It's called Sinanggao because Sanggi Gisayaw. The corn crops are being being harvested.
Okay.
So yeah, so we would like to invite you to our festival.
And I just want to say thank you for your time, for opening up a whole new world for us. What's interesting is that even I shared, me in the food industry, we would love to do a collaboration in order to help sustainable development for your town, and being able, these processes being able to be received in Cebu City and to be bought, no? Because what happens is, like, what you produce, it doesn't reach the city, or if it does, it's in limited supply or limited avenues.
All right, correct. As much help as we can get, we'd welcome it.
Yeah.
We need more help from non-government organization, from different
private organization,
from different agencies of government. Yeah, we need all the help. Rest assured, we'll do it right. We'll try to do it right, and we'll do it the best way we can do it.
Wow, thank you so much, Mayor Gungun, and we're looking forward to exploring the streets and exploring the festival, exploring its food, and showcasing it to you, how it's done here locally and how you can achieve it in your home. On a special occasion like a town fiesta, the orders are in hundreds a day. For over 25 years, Wilma's famed and popular native chicken called the bisnok is the highlight of every special occasion for Dumanhog. In this episode, the Fiesta of St. Francis resonates through the streets, through dance and play, and everyone is feasting on bisnok. The process of the cooking takes place from workspace to grill, and the chickens are certified organic as the family grows them in their own backyard and fed grain till they are of a certain size. When an order is made, Wilma takes us through the process of a fresh batch, bathing in the marination of salt, seasoning, fish sauce, and the calamansi. It is then marinated in batches of 15 to 20 pieces in a tub. Charcoal gets ignited and covered in coconut husk to speed up flame and heat, and thus creates a unique kind of flame, charcoal over flame. The grilling involves the use of a simple nipa palm. It is used as a grilling pole, binder, and is inserted into the cavity to let the chicken hold its shape during the grilling process. With this effect, the roasting absorbs the smokiness of the coconut, the charring of the charcoal, as it turns on the nipa spit for 20 minutes. A charred caramelized finish is what happens when put over charcoal. And the third part is the full immersion of the charred chicken. The sauce makes use of onions, bell peppers, and green onions, which then coats the roast chicken fresh off the heat. There also is the technique of grilling and sauteing liver so that it adds another depth of flavor to create a moist and shiny look, as well as added coat of extra depth and flavor. Our base ingredient today is the local organic chicken called bisnok. And what it is, I took some from where we were at Wilma's, and they gave me the raw chicken, and I've marinated it in patis. Patis is like fish sauce, just exactly how you saw it, but I'm going to introduce you to some ingredients that are very local and you can find in the supermarket or the local market. But the number 2 ingredient is green tea, and green tea is like the tea that you find in any local grocery store, 2 teaspoons, 3 teaspoons. But what I have here is the Jasmine Queen and the Silver Moon, and these are 2 types of very intense teas, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna smoke the chicken to create the flavor profile of something of a tea smoked. You know how usually you have tea smoked duck? We're gonna do tea smoked chicken. I also have herbs and unique spices that you can find again in the local markets. This one I found in the grocery, star anise, banana blossoms, galangal, and then you have cinnamon quill and ginger. So these are the flavor profiles with the tea that's going to incorporate in this chicken being smoked. And mind you, this cooks in 20 minutes because of course the chicken it's meaty, it's less in the bigger chicken, so it will cook faster. And what's going to balance it when we smoke it is actually the rice, and nobody tells you this. It's alkaline, and it's gonna create the smoke together with the flavors, and it's gonna infuse as we make this chicken. So come take a look at my ingredients. Very local things you can find: soy sauce, rice wine vinegar. We have the tea. That's probably the most important ingredient, but this is our goal. When we go to the provinces and we go and scout and journey with locals who have been doing this for so long, we try to recreate the dish at home, but also with Filipino flavors and a little progressive in its nature. But you know, it's all to the matter of taste. So we're showing you 2 different ways how to achieve our version of bisnok. And come journey with me in the kitchen as we're going to make this dish come true and come alive. So I have 4 chickens with me that what we need to do is to marinate them through. So it's gone through a process of like fish sauce, and what we need is maybe about 1/4 cup of soy sauce. That's just going to go in there just to get that flavor out. And then maybe 1/3 cup of rice vinegar. That's gonna just go in there to marinate. I would recommend that this marinates for 30 minutes. However, since we're gonna show you this all in one go, this is already pre-marinated, and you're seeing like extra soy sauce and extra vinegar in here. So the flavors are already in there. So we are gonna do a makeshift smoker. And I know nobody comes with like a smoking machine, but if you're lucky enough to have a smoking machine in your home, what I have, the most ideal thing is to have a wok, because wok is deep. It gets things burning on like a core, and it has like the circulation you would need. But what I have is just a deep pan, and if you have something like this at home, this is your base. And the magic trick of smoking is to have your aluminum foil. And I have like heavy duty aluminum foil. It's already pre-cut, and I'm gonna line the pan, you know. I'm gonna use it as a base, and you're gonna have to watch how it goes, because I want to exceed it at least 10 inches over your pan. And I'm gonna use that, and I'm gonna go and I just cover that right there. Take a look. I'm like doing artwork in itself right here. And I've extended that over. and I've used 4 so far. What I want to do is hyperextend, because you're gonna have the rice and all these smoking ingredients as the base, and I want to put this is actually a microwave lifter, or it actually came from the broiler. And if you have a microwave in your home, you can use the same microwave and you just use that as your lid to go on top. But I'm gonna still hyperextend with you, and I want to extend it further so that it creates like a crease and a lapse over when we're gonna do this thing. So it's there's a little bit of science, but a little bit of nerd that's gonna come out of you when you do all of this. So, you know, I wanted to show us as easy as it can be in your own home to create your own smoker, but you know, it could be a little bit funky as you see it right now, it's happening. So we have this as a little bit of our satellite alien looking thing. So I'm going to work with you the ingredients that I'm choosing to use, and it's a very almost Chinese 5-spice. You have a cinnamon quill. I'm going to use 4 cloves of the star anise that you find in the local grocery, used in humba or used in all these things. You have banana blossoms. I'm going to get it in there. Some ginger. I'm going to actually with the ginger, because I want the flavors to come out, I'm going to get a good grate of the ginger. Well, three pieces, and I'm just going to do a rough chop, or you can choose to grate it so you get that spiciness or a little bit of like dynamic flavor profile. And you see, if you take a look at my pan, it just looks like a shrub of everything, right? The key ingredients we get are our tea leaves. So I have about 2 tablespoons worth, and I'm going to drop the tea inside our smoker. Okay. So if you look at it, the base, it's tea, the green tea, banana blossoms, we have star anise, we have cinnamon quill. So these are unique flavors going into there. So it has like a 5-spice Chinese theory, in theory. And then we're gonna have, add some cardamom. Just give it a little kick. So when I look at my ingredients, they're almost Indian. In the same way, they're very Asian. There's some flavors that we use in our cooking. And then finally, we add our rice. I have about 1/4 to 1/2 cup of rice that's going to go in here because I have 4 chicken, and the rice neutralizes all of those intense flavors. The rice is the one that like sorts it out. And believe me when I say, like, you're like, rice? I thought we were doing tea smoke. And you'll see, because the intensity of the tea will come out. You don't want just full power bitter tea when you taste this chicken or your first smell. The rice balances it out. So I'm getting about 1/2 cup in there. Okay, and I think we're ready. And finally, we're gonna do 2 to 3 tablespoons of sugar. I know, the sugar helps burn it. You notice when you burn sugar, the smoke comes out. We want the smoke. This is why we want the sugar in here. It's important. Don't worry, it doesn't go directly in the chicken. It's just the smoke that's gonna give it this edge. Where we're gonna go with this, I'm gonna turn the pot on the fire on, and I'm gonna sink this inside the pot. If you see, it nests perfectly. And this could change, you know, it doesn't, if you don't have a round pot or if you have like a wok, you can equally still use, it just needs to be a lifter or a grill, so that at least you want 5 to 6 inches high, so that when the smoke comes out, we're able to cave it in its circulation of air. So you're gonna see what I mean. I'm gonna turn on the flame, and it needs about 5 minutes to get things smoking, because the sugar needs to burn and it's gonna stink your house a little bit. And you're gonna see smoke and mirrors. No, you're gonna see smoke. And what it is, you're gonna see the change of chemical composition of the rice, the sugar, and all these spices. Even me standing in front of this flame, it's a little bit like I don't understand what I'm smelling. I'm smelling burnt, but don't worry about that burnt because it's going through a chemical induction of the heat and the aluminum and all of that. And once that's settled, I'm gonna nest the chicken, and you look, it's gonna just sit perfectly, right? Like we have the chicken, it's gonna sit perfectly in there, and I'm gonna already in its marination, and it's kind of like art. It's so easy. 20 minutes it'll be done. I want a full smoke feeling, but of course, after it getting smoked, I'm gonna finish it to get the color, right? I can already see in the bottom that the sugar is creating smoke and heat. If you see, I hyperextended, and I'm gonna create this concave covering on our chicken. See, who knew, right, that you had your own smoking machine at home? Well, this is all makeshift, but it does the job. And this is why we wanted to show you how simple it is to create, you know, smoking. In True Value and other places, I found wood chips, whiskey-infused wood chips, and you can have the same effect when you want to smoke salmon, when you want to smoke some meat. But of course, it depends because you need to know the ratio. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna cover that in. Can you smell that? It smells oaky. It smells, I'm smelling the banana blossom going through its heat. And it's gonna go and cook like this for about 10 to 15 minutes. 20 so that you just give it time to fully get cooked through with the meat. And after that, you're gonna get wowed. Are you ready? Just wait for it. So 20 minutes after, I'm smelling all sorts of caramel and all sorts of like the star anise coming out, and it's a little bit overwhelming and overpowering. I'm hoping all this smoke is getting infused into this chicken, but we're supposed to expect that it's not gonna brown, it's just gonna infuse the meat and even to the bones and to the core of this chicken. Voila. Where I wanna go with that is I'm gonna get a little toastiness, and you know what I'm smelling is toasted rice. And it's so nice to get that infused into the core and the cavity of this chicken. So I'm just gonna make sure I give it another like 1 minute in there, getting that beautiful roast and smoke, and then it's gonna go into a broiler. And what I have is like a turbo broiler, and it's quite small. And this turbo broiler is going to give it the color that we want for the caramelization. So from the process of when we started until now, it's 20 minutes. What you're gonna see is I'm gonna take the same ridge that's out there and I'm gonna lift it, okay? Whew. And you see, I'm gonna show you what's been achieved by this smoking effect. And it's a caramelization of like rice and all those ingredients in there, and that's the one that's giving that smoke. Keep the same thing that we used inside the pot, and that's just gonna go in there. Because remember, it's hot. And I'm gonna let it sit in the broiler. And this is where we're gonna go finish this chicken off under a high heat. And it's gonna cook for another 2 minutes. And voila. That's all you do. In 10 minutes, we're gonna get the caramelization and the softness and the finishes of this chicken. That's about 2 minutes into being cooked, and I'm gonna make a little sauce, a little bit of a preparation. So you're gonna get just some olive oil, and you're gonna have star anise, and you're gonna have ashwete seeds, a little bit of this crushed cardamom that we have. And using the same marination that we used on the chicken. Salty sweet because of the fish sauce, the soy. And we're gonna get that in there. And it's gonna coagulate. A little bit of pepper. And the annatto seeds are gonna give it a nice zing. Tablespoon of sugar. Ta-da! And while that's cooking, take a look at this chicken. And doesn't it resemble almost the Dumanjug chicken when it got roasted into that spit? And I have to say, we are trying to match and parallel the cooking method. Still smoked, but mine will have a different smoking flavor compared to how they did it with the coconuts. And I'm gonna just take that the same way that it went through the cooking liquid of the one in Dumanjug. I'm just gonna let it braise in a bath. And that's really what it all is. It just needs to be get that full caramelization because it went through a little bit of high heat. And because the meat of this chicken is a little bit dry, we need to finish it with the same braising liquid. So it's been 25-30 minutes into it together. And you're gonna see how it's so beautiful. And for me, I like the organic way. It doesn't need to be huge chicken. It just needs to be tasty, full of flavor, and cooked well. So it sits in this liquid, juicy, and smoked. And I'll tell you, it makes you the perfect, happiest person to have to serve this. You've seen in Manang's kitchen or Wilma's, your own home. Hey, why not, right? Your family only deserves the best. So here we are on its finishing final touches on its being glazed. A little bit of salty, a little bit of sweet, a little bit of full five spice. We blended everything in, we reused everything, we melded it into each other, and what do you get? A full, power-packed, flavored local chicken in your own very home. Woohoo! And let's serve it up. Here we are, full of flavor. Our chicken that went through only 2 stages and then finally finished in like a familial meal for a healthier, wealthier, and wiser you and for your family too. Just want to say thank you for joining me with Anyone Can Cook. And we're always here to reinvent and make sure everything's progressive in your home, but also with a healthier twist.